Hello, Central York Middle School. Today I am going to do a review of mean, median, and mode using our problem of the day. Let's get started. So the very first thing I want to do, once I have read the problem, which is Mrs. L gave a math quiz. The scores were 10, 9, 9, 7, 9, 8, 10, 2, 8, and 9. The very first thing I want to do is I want to put the scores in order from the smallest to the largest. I want to make sure that I know how many scores are up here, which are 10, and make sure I have the exact same number down here. The reason why I want to put them in order from smallest to largest is it makes things easier, like finding the median and seeing the mode. Next, I want to find the mean, and the mean is the average. To find the average, I add all the numbers together and then I divide by the number of scores. Well, I already told you there's 10 total scores, so the next thing I have to do is add all the scores together, and when I add them all together, I find out that it's 81 divided by 10, so the average of the quizzes, the average score is 8 1/10. Next, it's asking me to find the median, and the median is the middle number. This is really important that I put the numbers in order from smallest to largest, because if I don't and I use the numbers up in any random order, I'm not going to get the middle number of the data set. So what I do is I put them in order from the smallest to largest, and then I start eliminating the numbers from the end, and I work my way in until I find the two middle numbers. In an even data set, I would add my two middle numbers together, which is 18, and divide by 2, which gives me 9. If it's an odd data set, there will only be one number. So when there's an even data set, I take those two middle numbers, I add them together, and then I divide by 2. Next, I'm finding the mode, and the mode is a number that occurs most often. And if I look back in my numbers, I can see that 9 occurs 4 times. So 9 is the number that occurs most often. The last two items that we're going to discuss today are range and outlier. The range is the difference between the largest and the smallest number. So you look back at your data set. Again, this is why it's helpful to have them in order from smallest to largest. I identify my largest and my smallest number, and then I subtract, because difference means subtraction. So I take the 10 minus the 2, and I find that the range is 8. This is important to know, because if I have a large range for my data set and there is an outlier, the mean is probably not the most reliable measure of central tendency to use. I probably should use the median or the mode, because an outlier will make the mean a lot higher or a lot smaller. So what is an outlier? An outlier is a number that is a lot smaller or larger than the rest of the data set. So here, when you look at my scores, you can see that most of the scores are 8, 9, and 10, which are really good test scores. So if I am trying to decide if I need to reteach the quiz or not, I'm going to look. And if most of my scores are 2, 3s, and 4s, then I probably need to reteach. But in this case, most of my scores are 7 and above. I only have one that's a 2. Maybe the student was on vacation last week and missed the instruction. Maybe they were at band sectionals or at the guidance. So I know that I don't need to reteach the whole topic to the class, that I just need to get to the one student who had the 2. So this is why it's really important to look at outliers. Likewise, if I had mostly 2, 3s, and 4s, and I only had one student who had a 10, then I know, hey, I really need to reteach this subject. So an outlier is a number that's a lot larger or smaller than the rest of the data set. In this case, my outlier is 2, and that's because 2 is a lot smaller than the rest of the data. Please check and correct your POD, and please make sure that it is submitted to Schoology. If you have any questions, please ask or send me an email. Have a great day. Bye.